Welcome back to the channel where we cut through AI and tech noise with evidence and clear takeaways. Today, Sora 2 and Sora's IP rules, OpenAI's global compute deals, Google's Gemini for home, Nvidia Fujitsu in robotics, and Europe's new direction on AI. OpenAI released Sora 2, a major text-to-video update. It claims better physics, steadier multi-shot control, and synced dialogue and sound effects. There's also a new invite-based Sora social app starting in the US and Canada. The pitch is simple: create, remix, and even cameo yourself in AI videos with identity checks and parental controls. Why it matters: video generation is moving from cool demo to a product with guardrails and distribution. Practical takeaway: if you experiment with AI video, keep original assets and add provenance labels in your edits. Alongside the launch buzz, OpenAI says Sora will give rights holders granular controls over how characters and IP appear, plus revenue-sharing pilots. Reports also note a broader rethink of the initial policy posture after pushback. Why it matters: this is the first large text-to-video platform to publicly map out an IP control layer and monetization for rights owners. Expect similar pressure across the industry. Practical takeaway: if you're a studio or brand, prepare an allow, restrict, or block matrix for characters and set up an internal review pipeline. OpenAI also announced partnerships with Samsung and SK Hynix under its Stargate program to expand memory supply and explore new data centers in Korea. In parallel, Sam Altman is on a multi-country push to lock in chip production and financing, including meetings across East Asia and the Middle East. Why it matters: model improvements now hinge on power, chips, and supply chains, not just clever prompts. Practical takeaway: if you run AI workloads, expect more capacity in 2026-2027, but still plan for queues and region-specific latency. Google is replacing the old assistant on speakers and displays with Gemini for home. You get natural language control, ask home for complex automations, camera event summaries, and a premium tier for advanced features. Why it matters: this is the clearest move yet toward agentic home control baked into mainstream hardware. Practical takeaway: if you're on Google Home, watch for early access enrollment in the app and audit your routines. Gemini can now chain multi-step requests without rigid phrasing. In Tokyo, Nvidia and Fujitsu said they'll collaborate on AI infrastructure for sectors like manufacturing and healthcare, with an eye towards smart robots and a 2030 horizon in Japan. Why it matters: Japan's aging workforce challenge makes robotics a national priority. Nvidia wants its GPUs at the heart of that stack. Practical takeaway: if you build automation, expect more off-the-shelf AI robotics solutions and local pilot programs in Japan. EU leaders used Italian Tech Week to call for an AI-first push in mobility and a unified startup framework to help companies scale across borders. The FT also reports a forthcoming Apply AI strategy to reduce reliance on US-China AI. Why it matters: Europe is tying AI to industrial policy, cars, defense, and public services, rather than treating it as a side feature. Practical takeaway: if you operate in the EU, expect more pilot zones, funding paths, and compliance rails to appear in 2026. That's the week. Sora grows up and courts the studios, Google brings agents to the living room, Japan doubles down on robot-ready AI, and Europe sharpens its industrial playbook. If this saved you time, subscribe and share the roundup with a friend who follows AI and tech. See you next Sunday.